For the longest time, we all thought American luxury real estate, those massive multi-million dollar homes, was basically untouchable. Well, that whole image is completely shattering. What we're witnessing is a high-end housing market that's unraveling way faster and more violently than anyone really saw coming.
And I'm not just being dramatic here. Some analysts are using the words full-scale collapse. We're talking about these elite mansions with infinity pools and private theaters just sitting empty, with price tags slashed by millions. This isn't just a dip, it's a major, major event.
So that's the big question, right? Where is the bleeding the worst? We're going to count down the 10 cities where high-end home values are in an absolute free fall. And let me tell you, the city at number 1 is losing wealth at a speed we haven't seen since the 2008 crisis.
All right, let's kick things off at number 10, Dallas, Texas. Once a shining star of the luxury market, its luster has faded fast, with a whopping 20% drop from its peak back in 2022. That means the median luxury price has taken a $250,000 haircut in just a couple of years. Ouch. So, what's behind the fall? Well, it's a few things hitting all at once. A pandemic-era building boom created a massive oversupply. We're talking nearly a year's worth of inventory just sitting there, unsold. Throw in some punishing property taxes and insurance bills that can easily top 12 grand a year, and you start to see why even high-end foreclosures are up 14%. Moving on to number 9, we've got Miami, Florida, and it's a kind of similar story, but with a twist. This longtime playground for the rich is facing a serious reality check. The condo market, which is the city's lifeblood, is down a staggering 22%. A place that would have sold for $2 million in a heartbeat is now struggling to find a buyer, even at $1.55 million. It's a perfect storm. Developers flooded the market with over 20,000 new condos right when Florida's insurance crisis went into overdrive. I mean, imagine this. Insurance premiums on those beautiful waterfront homes are jumping to over $40,000 a year. And that's on top of HOA fees that can be $2,500 a month. For a lot of owners, the math just doesn't work anymore.
All right, number 8 takes us to the desert, Scottsdale, Arizona. The premier spot for that desert luxury lifestyle is, as one analyst put it, crumbling like a sandcastle. Prices are down 19%, which has pushed the median luxury home value below that really important $1 million mark.
What you're seeing here is this brutal collision of way too much inventory and a much smaller pool of buyers. With mortgage rates hanging out above 7%, monthly payments have just exploded by thousands of dollars. And that safety net of renting it out? Forget it. The vacation rental market is totally oversaturated, with occupancy below 50%. That whole Airbnb dream, it's turning into a financial nightmare.
Okay, now we're at number 7, and this one, it's a big one. Los Angeles, the absolute heart of American luxury. Even here, in the land of dreams, the fantasy is fracturing. A 21% drop from the peak means the median luxury home has lost over $650,000 in value. Price cuts in the millions are now just becoming business as usual.
So what's going on in Hollywood? It's a crazy mix of problems. Speculative building created a glut of these mega mansions. In wildfire zones like Malibu, insurance premiums can now top an unbelievable $100,000 a year. That's not a typo. Add in all the recent entertainment industry layoffs, and suddenly you're seeing foreclosures pop up in Beverly Hills. Looks like even Hollywood can't script its way out of this one. And for our 6th spot, we're heading up the coast to San Francisco, which is in the middle of a complete and total breakdown. While the overall luxury market is down a painful 22%, the downtown condo market is in a catastrophic freefall. We're talking down nearly 30% from its peak. And the reason why is, well, it's no secret. The Bay Area's fortune rises and falls with the tech industry. The huge tech layoffs and the whole remote work revolution have completely evaporated demand for downtown living. Luxury condos now just sit on the market for over 200 days, which is a huge warning for any city that's tied too closely to a single industry. All right, we are now officially in the top 5. And at number 5, Aspen, Colorado. The place that was supposed to be the ultimate safe haven for wealth. But even Aspen isn't immune anymore. With an 18% price drop from its peak, that whole myth that it was recession-proof has been totally shattered. A chalet that was once worth $12 million is now struggling to find a buyer at $9.5 million. I mean, this just goes to show you, even the richest of the rich are hitting the brakes. The ownership costs have just exploded, and new rules have totally crushed the math for short-term rentals. The bottom line is the numbers just don't make sense anymore. Aspen is proof that when the finances stop working, no market is truly safe. Okay, for number 4, we're jumping all the way to the East Coast, because this problem is definitely bi-coastal.
We're talking about the Hamptons, New York's legendary luxury escape. An 18% slide there has wiped out over $500,000 from the median luxury home value. And you want to know why? It's the carrying costs. I mean, they are just insane. For a high-end estate, you could be looking at $120,000 in taxes, $50,000 in insurance, and another $250,000 just for staff and maintenance. That's a $400,000 bill every single year. And that's before you've even paid a dime on the mortgage. It's just not sustainable. All right, grabbing the bronze medal for the fastest falling market is Las Vegas, Nevada. The city's flashy, high-gloss image is cracking under the pressure of a 20% price drop. The luxury bubble in Vegas has officially burst. And really, it's a story we've heard before in this countdown. But everything in Vegas is bigger, right? Including the bust. Developers flooded the market, creating 11 months of inventory. Rising costs hammered affordability, and that once booming luxury Airbnb market is down 20%. As one source grimly put it, for the first time in a long time, Las Vegas isn't selling a dream, it's selling losses. Okay, we're at our runner-up. The number 2 spot for the fastest falling luxury market goes to San Diego. Long seen as the quieter, more stable California luxury spot, it is now sliding, and sliding fast. A 19% drop has shoved the median price down by nearly $500,000. San Diego is just getting crushed under the combined weight of soaring costs, like a $55,000 property tax bill on a $5 million home, and a glut of inventory that just sits for over 150 days. For anyone who bought near the peak, their equity is just, poof, evaporating. Okay, this is it. Number 1, the city that is the absolute epicenter of this great luxury collapse. The market that's bleeding wealth faster than anywhere else in the United States is, of course, New York City. And what we're seeing in New York, honestly, you can only call it generational wealth destruction. The median luxury price has plummeted from a peak of $4.5 million down to just $3.55 million. That's a 21% drop. We're talking about these ultra-luxury penthouses that are slashing their prices by $10 or $15 million, and they still can't find a buyer. You know, it's really important to understand how different this crash is from the last big one. 2008, that was centered on Middle America and all those subprime mortgages. This downturn is a completely different beast. The damage is concentrated at the very, very top, and it's shattering that long-held belief that luxury real estate was somehow immune to all of this. So, from Dallas to New York, Miami to Aspen, the story really is the same. A massive oversupply, soaring costs, and disappearing buyers are causing prices to just collapse. And it leaves all of us with one pretty scary question. If America's richest, most elite markets can fall apart this spectacularly, who's next?